So here we go. We're doing it.
Yeah.
This is it.
That doesn't make me nervous at all.
Nah, we're literally chilling. Here, take it. Here. To make you feel more comfortable, we'll take a breather. Ready? Namaste. Yo, I'm gonna sound so stupid, but what exactly? I've heard that so many times on TV shows and movies, but what does that mean?
I'm gonna sound really stupid too, but I really don't know. I just said it to sound.
In that case, I feel a lot better for not knowing what that means. First of all, I gotta ask one very important question.
Okay.
So from following you on social media, you are a woman of many names. So I gotta ask, what name do I call you by? Because I know you have many names, but you like to go by certain names at certain times. So I don't know. What do I call you?
I always say, what do you feel most comfortable calling me, honestly? Because I'll respond to Destiny, Des, Ellie, L.
L? Oh, yeah. Because when I first met you, I met you as Destiny.
Yes, on the dance team.
Yes, which we will talk about that in a short second.
Yeah.
But then as I started following you on social media, then it was like Ellie.
Yeah, it's a really funny story on my part.
Okay, there it goes. First story right off the bat. There we go.
So you know how like in high school the dance team, like they had their group chat. It was all Twitter. Like all high school was like Twitter.
Right.
You know, my dad didn't let me have a Twitter when I was that young. He just thought there was stuff on there I shouldn't be seeing.
Yeah, there is.
So I wanted to be part of the group chat though, because I mean it's my dance team. So I made the Twitter behind my dad's back, and so he couldn't find me. At first I put Elise, and that actually comes from my middle name Elizabeth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I had it as Elise, and even on my all natural like jacket,
right,
it says Elise on it still, because that's what I asked
for
it. Yeah, it wasn't until later that I shortened it to Ellie, but that's the reason Ellie started, is because I didn't want to be found on social media by my dad.
And did he make a Twitter purposely just to try and see if you had one?
No, not at all. Eventually I just told him I had a Twitter, and he was like, okay, whatever. But that's why it started. That's why I am a woman of many names.
Yeah, so I was like, that was like literally one thing I was like, I'm gonna be like, all right, so Destiny, and you'd be like, that's not my name.
Yeah, I'm like, it's literally my government name.
Yeah, okay. Or like, I don't go by that name. I'll be like,
No, yeah, I'll go by whatever people call me. Family and like friends, like childhood friends, they all call me Destiny or Des, because that's what they know me as. And people I meet through social media or people through the dance community, they all call me Ellie.
Okay. Let's see.
So whatever.
Now I have too many options. Now I'm like, okay, which one do I call it? Which one do I put in the title? Well, that's the thing.
Probably Ellie.
Ellie?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Okay, we'll go with Ellie.
Okay.
All right. So Ellie, you brought up a very, very good point earlier. You mentioned a certain dance team. So which is actually how I met you, as we said earlier. So let's take it from the very, very beginning.
Wow.
So let's see. I met you, I believe, I'm gonna guess 2016, right?
2016.
Yeah, and I think the crazy thing is about this is I had already graduated.
That was your graduating year.
Yeah, that was my graduating year.
That was the year I entered high school.
You're right. Yeah. So basically, the little backstory for those who are unfamiliar. So I graduated high school in 2016, and when I was in high school, I was in the all natural dance team, as I've said many times before. But after I graduated, I still went to the rallies to support the team and whatnot.
Recorded it all.
Yeah, I recorded all the rallies and whatnot. And along the way, I met some of the new people, and one of those new people happened to be Ellie right here. And yeah, so you were barely a freshman, and that's what. And I forgot how exactly, like, specifically I met you. Like, yeah, you know.
I'm sure like Mariah or like the alumni introduced us all. Like, oh, this is Rodrigo.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's the video guy.
Yeah. What's up?
Oh, I think just from uploading the videos.
Yeah.
Like, and then like I would tag the all natural Twitter.
Yes.
And they'll just retweet it, and I think like either you or some other people were like, oh hey, that's the video guy.
Yeah, and that's how I started watching your videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Too.
So I think that's all. Yeah. So that's how it all came to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I've spoken many times about my all natural experience. So this ain't about me. This is about you right now. So I want to take it again, like I said, from the very beginning. So all natural. That team meant a lot to me. R.I.P. because it doesn't exist anymore. But you know, yeah. So I want to talk to you a little bit about all natural, and freshman year from the very beginning. How was it? Like, what made you want to audition try out for the team, and how was your experience from the beginning?
All right, so it goes back since before freshman year even started. It was during the summer orientation.
All right. Okay.
So I went. Obviously, I was a freshman. I needed to get a feel of the place. And you know, at orientation, they do like they show the dance teams and like other sports teams or whatever. I never grew up playing sports, or my dad never put me in anything, so I didn't really have like sports that I was interested in playing.
Right.
But that summer, actually, I had been looking up dance videos and like learning choreography like from Matt Stefanina. I remember Matt Stefanina was like the first person on YouTube I would watch. And so I didn't know anything about high schools having dance teams. So I saw them and I was like, I want to do that, because that's what I was getting into that whole summer. And I was like, I need to try out for that. Like, I'm not good. I don't have any dance experience, but I want to try out. So I heard about the tryouts and I was like, okay, well, I need to go. So I went and I was so bad. I remember it being so bad.
Do you remember the tryout song that you did?
Yes, I do. I still remember the piece.
What song was it?
Open Up by Gallant.
I don't think I've heard it. I'm about to look it up.
Yeah, it's a really good song, and Gallant's a really good artist.
Okay.
But it was so bad. The thing, do you remember OD?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Overdose. Hey, yeah, we overdose.
Yeah. No, Odalis. She was a team captain.
Yeah. Shout out to OD.
Yeah, OD. She's actually my neighbor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I didn't find out until I told my cousin, because I was like, I can't get this. And she's like, well, why don't you ask Odalis to like help you? And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, she's our neighbor. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I hit her up and she's like, yeah, you could come over and I'll help you with it. So I went and she taught me. I mean, it was my first piece I ever learned, so I was really bad still. But I think because I reached out for help, they saw like that I was really willing to learn and I was really passionate about it. So I'm pretty sure that's the reason I got on the team.
Right.
Is because I was trying. And that's what they wanted. They wanted to see effort. I mean, so that's how I got interested in the team and ended up on the team. Now actually being on the team was a whole nother story.
Okay.
Yeah, because that year the team was pretty big.
Yeah.
There was like 20-some people. There were 4 boys and the rest were all girls. I didn't really make friends on the team. I don't know why. I always felt like I was just kind of alone. And everyone got along. I mean, I got along with them too, but like everyone had like their friend. Yeah. Or like their little clique.
That's how it was. Yeah.
And that year especially, it was super cliquey. And I was just always kind of off on the side, you know, just on the wall during breaks. Yeah. Like, okay, whatever. But that year, like, it got so bad. There was so much drama. I remember everyone left, and I ended up leaving too.
Because of drama?
Because of it. I just didn't feel comfortable anymore.
Right. Okay.
So yeah. But I'm very grateful for that experience. You know, it got me into dancing. I can't say I took that year super serious. It wasn't until sophomore year that I started taking dance like actually serious, and that was because I joined all female.
Right. Oh, that's right. I remember. Yeah. Okay. I honestly, I completely forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah.
I loved that team.
Yeah. There was so much. There wasn't like heat, but I don't think you and so a few other people joined all female, right? That's made the switch, or was it just you? I think.
Alexis did, I think. I can't remember exactly who else switched, but I remember Alexis was on all natural and she was on all female with me. And I can't remember anyone else right now. Yeah, but a few of us switched just because we didn't like the drama. And all female that year, that sophomore year, it was amazing. Yeah. That team felt like family. Vincent, our coach, shout out Vincent. I love him so much. He taught me so much. I'm so grateful to have learned from him. But what I'm really grateful for is being on the competition team.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what got me to take dance serious.
What places did you guys go for competitions?
I know the big one was DTU in Irvine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we went to West Covina. I forgot what other places, to be honest, but I know a lot of them were like around there. There was West Covina, Irvine. I can't remember the other ones, but yeah, those are the ones I remember the most. I mean, it was cool and everything, but that performance, I had to run off the stage because I threw up, like in the middle of the performance. It was so bad. And if I show it to you right now, it's somewhere in my emails, but you can see me running off, and yeah.
Oh wow! Really oh wow! Oh my god! Yeah, giving us the juicy stories out here, yo.
I mean, a lot of people know about it.
Yeah, but I did. See, this is why I love talking to people. I find out interesting stories out here.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Before we continue, so I actually forgot to mention this in the very, very beginning, but this is actually a little bit of history on this podcast. So you're actually the first female that I interview in person. So in my 2 years of having this podcast.
Wow.
Yeah, so a little history right here.
I feel so honored.
Yes. I forgot to mention that at the top, but we started talking about dancing right away.
That's
so but yeah,
amazing.
So I've interviewed many females, but they've all been through Zoom. Yeah, so this is the first time you're the first female in the history of the Rawcast podcast show in person. So
we should frame this moment.
Yeah,
put it on
praise
the wall.
Praise this moment. Here's that Tupac.
Yeah.
And fucking
Biggie.
And Biggie.
Yes, sir.
I love it when you call me Big Papa. So yeah, like I mentioned earlier, again, I haven't seen you in like a good over a year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, and I've been saying this in many in-person interviews. Like again, I haven't seen you in over a year. So again, let's take it through there now. How did COVID affect you in any way, shape, or form?
I mean, I didn't get COVID.
Okay.
My dad got it, but he was the only one in our household that got it. And it was pretty crazy because like my stepmom and like my step siblings, they all get really close to him. And they got tested a few times and none of them came back positive except for my dad. And it was funny because he was the biggest one that didn't believe that it was even real.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then a few months later, or like way later, my tia got it, and she's our neighbor.
Okay.
So she got it really bad though. But she's good now. Other than that, I can't really say COVID has affected me or my family much, other than not being able to go out places.
What did you do like when everything was shut down, like in the very, very beginning? Like you still went to work and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, actually I got a job during COVID, like while it was first starting out. Okay. I applied at Blenders.
Oh, Blenders is bomb. Damn, I'm craving Blenders now. Damn. Okay.
I've tried all the smoothies. I can't say I'm craving it. I
you got tired of it?
Yeah, I'm very tired.
Did you get free smoothies or just a discount?
You actually don't get a discount, but you get a free smoothie per shift or bowl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ah.
So you get tired of it very fast.
Yeah, I think that's what any food place. Like I worked at Subway.
Oh my gosh.
I'm tired of Subway.
And I love Subway.
Yeah. Worked there for 4 years, and I'm tired of Subway. I mean, I still eat it, but I'm just like, I've had every sandwich. And then now I work at Waba Grill. Ooh. And I'm tired of it. The only reason I still eat it is because I get it for free. Yeah. And then I'm working at it's a place that a lot of people have not heard of. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Poke You and Me. It's a seafood place.
I haven't heard of that place specifically, but I've heard of like Poke.
Yeah, I work at that place now too, and now I'm already tired of that place already too. Wow. So it's with any food place.
Yeah.
So when everything was shut down, aside from work, the free time that we all had, how did you spend your free time?
Not productively.
Okay. Yeah. I think that was a good ad. That was like a lot of us during that time.
I honestly can't even remember a lot of it. I think in the beginning, a lot of us went through a bit of a depression.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of going through that. Dance practice had been canceled, and I hadn't danced in so long, and I was like so over it. I just wanted to get back into dancing, but COVID, I couldn't. And then school was all through Zoom, which I honestly didn't really mind. But that's because of something else.
Okay.
Yeah, we can get into that later. I don't know what your questions are, but if we get into it, then we'll get into it. Yeah, I mean, school was honestly really rough. I wasn't doing that good. But I'd say that's because of me. I was slacking off a lot, not because of COVID per se, but it did kind of have a lot to do with it as well, because I didn't have motivation to go out and do stuff. Right. It didn't feel like it was really real. So like school didn't really feel real to me at the time. And I now like regret a lot of it. Like I should have taken it a lot more serious. But a lot of people did really bad. And so it affected school a lot. Work, I mean, Blender's essential business, so it was open that whole time. I was working when so many new laws were being made. We had to keep changing things up. It was insane, but it was really cool. I did like working at Blender's. I think especially through COVID, it made it interesting. Okay. Very interesting, especially with the Karens.
The Karens. Yeah. Oh man, gotta love the Karens. Yeah. Oh my god. We're probably gonna get some heat for this, but can you tell us any Karen stories?
I can actually. So when I started working at Blender's, it was around May. Okay. It was actually a week before my birthday that I got hired. So it was like late April. Okay. And so summer was rolling in. It was super hot. You know, during the summer, Blender's gets really packed. So I was on register a lot because I was new. I didn't know how to do a lot of the stuff. So what we had to do was after any cash transactions, we had to sanitize like every single time. And I remember there was this one customer who had like a very large order. So I took it, and when there's an order that big, I personally have to go out and juice it so that whoever is making the drinks doesn't get like frustrated, and just so I can catch them up and they don't have to worry about it. So I went and I did that. It was like maybe 8 drinks. And so I told the person next in line like that I'd be right with them. So I went and I did that, and then I had to wash some of the pictures before I got back to the person. So I did that as well. And I think just because my hands were already wet, I didn't think to sanitize, even though the last person did pay in cash. But like the last little sink, it is like sanitized water. Okay. So I didn't think much of it, and I was just like trying to dry my hands. So I got to the register and I was like, I'm sorry about the wait. What can I get for you? And the lady was like, I need you to sanitize your hands, please. Or no, she didn't even say please. Yeah. She was just like, can you put hand sanitizer on? And I was like, okay. So I turned around and I did it. And she was like, well, you don't have to give that attitude. And you don't have to roll your eyes. And I was just like, okay. I didn't. And she was about to like go off on me. And her husband, it was an older couple too. I didn't know what to do. Like I would have said something back, but she was an old lady. I didn't want to say nothing. But her husband was like pushing her aside at that point. He's like, no, you get out of the way. Let me order. Like, I'm going to order. But she was about to cause a scene because I didn't sanitize my hands, even though I had like washed everything and my hands were very clearly like wet and stuff. But that's like the Karen story I remember the most because she reported me. Oh, to corporate.
Oh my! Oh, yeah. Oh my God.
She called corporate, and then a couple days later, I get a text from my manager saying like, hey, just to let you know, a customer complained about you and the owners told me to talk to you. Right. And so I explained the situation to her, and they looked at the cameras and everything, and she's like, okay, well, you did everything right. So it's not your fault. Don't even worry about it. I'll talk to the owners. You're fine. So it wasn't me. Yeah.
I was so scared right now. I thought you were about to tell me, oh, and because of that they fired me or something. I honestly thought that's what the story was going. I was like, no.
I worked there for a year. So I just recently got out in May.
Oh, okay. And then we're in July as we record this. So very, very recent. Yeah. What has working in customer service, like what's the biggest thing that you've learned from working there? From working in customer service in general?
Patience.
Right. Okay.
You really have patience.
Yeah.
Which for a lot of people could be difficult. Yeah. But I feel like I for the most part I'm a very patient person. So, but with those people especially, you just need to be very patient.
Yeah, that's one thing for sure. Cause like I mentioned earlier, I work at a place called Poke You and Me, and it's very similar to like the process is very similar to Subway. You just tell people just tell you what they want on their bowl. Well, in front of all the ingredients, there's a little pole that has the name of the ingredients, so you can just see like what it is and what it is that we offer. Right. Well, I was working with my manager, and I was still fairly new and whatnot, and I was helping some lady, and the lady kept asking me like, "Oh, what's that? What's that? What's that?" And my manager kind of jumps in and goes, "Oh, if you need, like, all the names are right there, like, so you can see." And the lady just goes, "Oh, I get it. So you just tell me to read this, so you don't have to talk to me." And we just look at each other like, okay. And then she still continues to go, "Oh, and what's that?"
I think
and
she just needed someone to talk to.
Yeah, maybe.
She's
and then,
probably very
but
lonely.
yeah, you know, but I still obviously I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep being me and giving the best customer service that I can.
Yeah.
And the entire time, like, my manager's just like giving her like this, just like the dirtiest look ever.
I mean, it's annoying.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And so fast forward, customer leaves, she pays and whatnot, and then my manager kind of like tells me like, she goes, you have so much patience. Like, I would have kicked her out. And I'm like, oh my god. I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
All right. So, switching gears now. I like that. I like that. I like very okay. There we go.
I don't even know how to drive stick.
me neither. And I probably never will.
I plan on learning, but
really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I would, but it's just doing an imaginary stick shift already stresses me out. Dancing, something, or I mean, I hope it's still a passion of yours.
It most definitely.
But dancing is not the only passion that you have. Something that I've learned from you is that you also enjoy singing.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that. When did you start singing, and where do you plan on taking that? Or is that just a hobby? Is that, you know what I mean? Give us the full scoop.
See, the thing with that is I remember in my freshman year when we first met, you really wanted me to start a YouTube channel so that I could post my singing videos.
Still do.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, one day's been like...
I'm sorry. You know what? I got priorities.
Respect. Okay, sorry, cut you off there. Go ahead.
Damn, that's getting pretty funny. I'm like crying. But I mean, in singing, I know I am a good singer. I know I can be a better singer, but I don't put in the time and effort to get better as much as I do with dance.
Okay.
Because as much as I do love singing, it doesn't really bring out that, like, I don't even know how to explain. Like, I'm very passionate about dancing. Like, when I'm dancing, I feel the most like me.
Okay.
And I mean, singing is really fun. I enjoy doing it. And then, like, if I hit a high note that I couldn't before, I feel very proud of myself. But I can't see myself singing forever.
All right. Okay.
But you asked how that started.
Yes.
I can't give you an exact time, place, date, none of that. I've been singing since I was very little.
Okay.
My mom would put on these like Mexican children's songs. I believe my favorite one was called like La Muñeca Fea or something like that. It was very interesting. Very interesting time. But that's my earliest memory of singing is singing those songs with my mom. I haven't heard my mom sing in a long time, but from like my memory, she can sing pretty okay. But my dad, he'll never show it. He'll never admit it. He can sing so good.
Okay.
I love my dad's voice. He can sing so nice. I believe I get that from him. And he's actually said that he thinks anything to do with music, I get from him.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll sing every now and then. I'll record myself every now and then. But I don't record it as much as I do dancing.
Yeah. Because I remember like when we first met, you would always post them on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I think the reason, and then I remember like watching them. I'm like, oh wow, like she's really good. So I remember I reached out to you and I'm like, hey, like you're really good. I was like, hey, you know, I was a fan, you know, like I'm, you know. And then I remember thinking like, I'm like, okay, like these videos or like your future videos, like they need to be somewhere like in a place other than Twitter. That's why I was like, make a big YouTube channel, you know, like put them on there, you know, and whatnot.
And I've always wanted to make a YouTube channel, but I don't know. Nowadays it's TikTok. Maybe I'll make a TikTok.
Yeah. Oh, true. TikTok freaking took over. I deleted it because that freaking For You page just drains my life and drains my time. I said, you know what? I'm only gonna watch five swipes and that's it, and then 2 or 3 hours. Yeah, 2 or 3 hours goes by, and I'm like, holy shit, I just wasted my life.
It happens.
So I forced myself. Yeah, so I forced myself to take it off my phone. I'm very curious. Going back to you talked about your dad a little bit.
Oh, I love my dad.
Yeah. So first of all, like I'm guessing you guys are really close.
Yes, my dad's my best friend.
So I'm very curious. What is the best piece of advice that your dad has told you that you still keep to this day?
Oh my god. I can't like.
Can't narrow it down to one specific thing. It's just kind of
Yeah,
a.
I think just one thing I'll always kind of take with me is I I make my own life choices.
Okay.
Because my dad obviously has raised me since I was very young.
Mm.
A lot of those years were by himself. So he's done everything in his power to raise me to be the woman that I am today, and I'm forever grateful for that. Like I can't thank him enough for everything he's done for me and my siblings. But one thing he's always said is he can give us any advice that we ask for, but at the end of the day, we're the ones that make the decisions. We can either take his advice or we cannot. And he can either agree with it or not. But especially now as an adult, my decisions affect me. They don't, it's not really him anymore. So he's just always told me to choose wisely, think of others, think of the people around me and how it might affect them. But at the end of the day, everything's gonna be on me. Like it's all gonna affect me. And he'll stand by whatever decision I make, even if he doesn't agree with it. But you know, that choice is gonna change my life.
Yeah, that's a really good point right there. Yeah. Well, I want to go back a little bit. I want to go back 5 years. If you could talk to yourself 5 years ago, what advice would you give yourself then to be a quote unquote better version of yourself now?
Don't take social media that serious. Like really don't. During high school, Twitter, everything. It was so much. Like Twitter was the app to be on.
Yep.
And I was very openly like bisexual.
Okay.
And so I would post and like tag like or like do the hashtags like those LGBT hashtags. And from that I gained a bit of following on my old account. Okay. Which got suspended because of copyright due to my dance videos, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah. Very dumb. But I mean, whatever. I have my new Twitter now. I which I hardly even use.
Well, that's a positive note the way you look at it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, back then I had a little over 1,000 followers, and so I was like, it got to my head. I'll be honest, it got to my head. Okay. And I shouldn't have let it get to my head. So.
Elaborate a little bit on that. What do you mean got to your head? Like.
Just not that I thought I was like the shit or anything, but it's just like I knew that I had a presence on Twitter, and I felt the need to post everything, like everything, like every single little detail of my life was on there, and it didn't need to be. Which I realized that a lot later on, because I lost friends because of that. Friends from the all-female dance team, actually.
Oh, wow.
And because of that, the dance team at school actually didn't like me anymore either. My senior year, I believe, is when, like, I don't know, like, it just all kind of went downhill. Well, mainly my junior year, but it followed me into my senior year. And just the dance team didn't really like me anymore, which at the time I was like, okay, well, whatever, screw them. But now it's very understandable. But I'm not using this as an excuse or anything either. But at the time, I was very, very depressed. Even, like, I went through anxiety really bad. Like, I self-harmed. It was so bad. I had to go to the hospital a few times because I attempted, to take my own life. And I'm not saying that's an excuse. I'm responsible for my own actions. Like, all that stuff I would say on Twitter is very dumb. I regret a lot of it. But I also don't remember a lot of it. Because, like, one of those side effects of, like, depression is, like, memory loss. I literally feel like I have a gap between my sophomore year and, like, the middle of my senior year that's just blank. And I don't remember it until people will say stuff about it. And I'm just like, oh yeah, that did happen. Like, why did I do that? So I mean, just social media can do a lot to a person, and it's just very bad, very intensely bad.
Before we continue, I just want to say thank you very much for sharing that story.
Oh,
like seriously.
no.
And to pick up on that is, I'm pretty sure people watching, people listening, I'm pretty sure there's more people that are going through that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's going to be more people that are going to be going through that. So, like, what advice would you give to them for them to get through this?
Honestly, just don't give up. It sounds very cliche. I know it does, but that's really what it is. Like, one point I really felt like I was at my worst. Obviously, I was trying to take my own life. That happened twice. And both times I just felt like I hit rock bottom. And even though like now I'm still 19, I'm very young. I think back to then, I'm like, oh, I was 15. Like, I still have this whole life ahead of me. And then the second time around, I was like 16, 17. Now I was 17 the second time, and I still have like this whole life ahead of me. But I was so quick to give up. And I look back at that and I realize, like, I have my family, I have my friends, I have my mentors. Like, I have all these people that care about me and who want to see me succeed. And I'm just letting them down. You know, one thing that I try to remember is my 8th grade English teacher, Mr. Godinez, who I still keep in touch with to this day.
Okay.
When he heard about what was going on, because he taught my siblings, my younger siblings.
Okay.
I believe my brother Carlos had him when I was going through all that, and he told him I was in the hospital. And so he texted me, he reached out to me, and he would call me sometimes too, and he'd just say, like, hey, we're here for you if you need us. Like, you know, you're like the daughter I always wanted, because he doesn't have any kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he said, like, you're the daughter I always wanted. Like, losing you would be like losing a part of me. And I had never heard anyone say that to me before. So hearing that, I think, just kind of started shifting things in my head. I was like, what I'm doing doesn't just affect me. If I leave now, I'm leaving behind my family, which my baby brother at the time was only like months old. And like, I leave my family, I leave my friends, I leave, like I said, my mentors. Like, him saying that, it just meant a great deal to me. So since then, I worked on myself. I'm a little over a year clean from self-harm, and I haven't attempted anything like that since. My brain isn't foggy or anything. I'm literally probably at the happiest point in my life that I've ever been at, and it's all because of that, like what he said.
Oh, okay.
And you know, just I can't give up. I have too much that I want to achieve, and I have too many people that I'd be leaving behind.
You mentioned earlier, you said, oh, you started working on yourself. I'm going to assume dancing was one of them, but what else did you do to, like, as you said, work on yourself? Like, what steps did you take to get to your peak, or your current peak? Because I don't think you've reached your peak. You're in your current peak, but just like fine wine, we all get better with age.
Yes, sir. Well, I tried journaling. For a while. I got a bullet journal, because I did stay at a psychiatric hospital, two of them.
Okay.
The first one, there was a lady. Sorry, excuse me.
Thank you.
There was I forget what they're called, mental health experts or something like that. I don't know, like mental health worker. So she was there, and I'd see her like drawing in her journal, and I'd be like, oh, what's that? And she'd tell me like, oh, that's my bullet journal.
Yeah.
And that first place that I went to was really nice. So I was like, oh, that's really cool. I kind of want to try that. And she mentioned it to the supervisor, and they ordered me one from Amazon.
Okay.
And I still have it. Like, I still haven't finished it or gone through with it. But journaling helps a lot. Obviously, dancing, exercising will help a lot too. Surrounding myself with good people. So
right,
I
okay.
had to cut off a lot of people.
Mm.
And now I can say I probably have like 2-3 friends.
Hey, keep your circle small. That's one of the big things that people say.
That's literally all I need.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like when social media was a thing, I thought
Right.
I needed all these friends.
Mm.
But you know, now I have my best friends, Jasmine and Cece and Maria. Like
Shout out.
yeah, shout out to them. Like they literally keep me sane. I love them so much. I mean, really just giving yourself positive affirmations helps a lot too, because I started getting into spirituality as well.
Okay.
So, and it's probably gonna sound really dumb too, but like astrology, all that.
Okay.
Crystals, crystal healing. My friends and I are very into that, and I can say it's helped us a lot. It's helped me a lot. And especially in terms of like transformation, I can feel that I'm a different person than I was even like 3 months ago because of that. So I mean, I'm not a religious person in terms of God and all that, but whatever you believe in, just have faith in that belief. So for me, it's spirituality. Like I have faith in spirituality. I have faith in the universe. If you're Catholic, Christian, if you have faith in God, have faith in God. You know, like just doing that really helps. Like, especially if you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to and you feel like talking to God helps you, then talk to God. When I journal, I write things down and I make it out to the universe. I'll be like, hi again, universe. Like, it's like, I'm gonna speak to you about this. And then I'll manifest and I'll meditate. But I know not everyone believes in that. So just whatever you believe in, just keep at it.
Do you feel like your journey and your story, do you feel like it had to happen this way for you to be who you are today, or do you feel like if you could start over, you would do everything differently?
I mean, I'm very happy in the place that I'm in right now, and I can't complain about where I'm at. Obviously, maybe I want things to have gone a certain way, but the way I think about it, it's like if things went down that road, would I still be where I'm at today? So say like like any little thing could change something. So say like I take one turn this way, and in another world I actually went the other way. Like what if I got hit by like a car or something? You know, like would I still even be here if I made any other decisions? So I really wouldn't change anything.
And then also one thing I want to talk about is something I've noticed is you're always uploading a lot more dance videos now.
Yeah.
And so something that I think, especially this is for any content creator that puts themselves out there like that. For you, when you put yourself out there like that, in my opinion, it all kind of boils down to confidence. So I want to ask you, for you, was it immediate confidence, or was it something you kind of had to work towards to be that confident to put yourself out there like that?
Okay. So the thing with that, all the dance videos that I post now, they're all freestyles.
Okay.
I haven't made choreography in way over like maybe almost 2 years now.
Okay.
I have it's been so long. So I've been focusing on freestyling and getting better at that, and evolving, like, you know, trying to find my own dance style. I have hometown heroes, aka like heroes to legends, to thank for that. Sly, Puck, Chanel, the coaches. I'm very grateful to have learned under them too. They're amazing dancers, phenomenal. I loved learning from them, and I can say I took a little bit from each one and not copied them exactly, but made it a bit of my own, which is what they wanted us to do. They helped us find ourselves, our dance forms. So with that, when I first joined the team, I didn't freestyle.
Okay.
But they were a very heavily like freestyle based team. Like they wanted all of us to freestyle because they believe that it's how we all really find ourselves and then get more comfortable learning like choreography because we can make it our own, which is very true. When I first started though, I didn't like doing it. I felt so awkward. It was uncomfortable. There were times where a few of us on the team like cried when they put us in the circle, especially like dancing amongst my teammates were very talented, very, very talented. I felt very little next to them, even though we were all one. You know, no one was judging. But at that time, I was like, I'm still learning. I don't know what's going on. At one point, they had us do this thing called Freestyle Fridays. So we would send a freestyle of whatever prompt they wanted us to do to the coaches, and they would give us feedback. What I didn't know was they were posting these freestyles on YouTube.
Oh wow!
It was only for us to see.
Yeah.
I think they had made them. They weren't public, so only if we got the link to it, we could watch it. They're public now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
like as we speak.
Yes. So I go back to those and I look and I'm like, I can't believe that was me, because I grew so much since then, and I'm very glad I did. And I will say, when I started posting, it was because of a specific person who helped me really realize how deep my connection with dance was. So I have him to thank for that a lot.
Shout out to him.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to him.
He knows who he is.
He knows who he is. If you're listening to this, you know who you are.
No, I'm very grateful to him. I admire him so much. He has so much dedication, so much passion. He works very hard, and I admire his work ethic. I want to one day be able to say that I am anywhere near his level. But he motivated me a lot. He still does. So when I first started posting, it was, I don't think he like told me to post, but he would give me feedback, and it made me be like, okay, I need to work on this. And I realized I should be recording myself and seeing what I need to work on. And so at that point, I just was like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna post it. So I did. And at first it was just like every now and then. Now I do post a lot more, but it's because I'm a lot more proud of the way my freestyles are coming out. So the confidence did build up over time. So like now I feel a lot more confident. To like having other people see me. I obviously still have a lot to work on. There's always room for growth. And I still have my old coaches, especially Sly. Shout out Sly. Thank you so much. Because it helps. He always gives me feedback and stuff I can work on, and he gives me tips, and at sessions he'll like show me new things, and I'll be like, you know what, I really appreciate it. Like they really just want to see us grow.
Yes, something to take away from that is for any content you're creating is, if you're not going back and watching your old stuff, if you don't cringe, then I don't think you're growing.
No.
You know what I mean? That's like a good thing, that when you go back and watch other stuff, and if you cringe, then you're probably doing something good.
I've
you know what I mean?
plenty of times.
Yeah, like same thing for me. I go back and listen to my first ever podcast, and I can't believe I put that out. You know what I mean? Like my audio was whack, my video was whack. Like wow, like so.
But you know,
so
like anything, you have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So
yeah, your first piece of content is probably gonna be whack. You know what I mean?
Mine definitely was.
You know, like that first one, but as long as you upload that first piece of content, that's where it all starts. You gotta start somewhere. You know what I mean? You're not gonna have, unless you go viral in your first video, then okay, props to you. But for the majority, your first piece of content is probably gonna be whack. But keep on uploading, and eventually you're gonna.
You notice the growth. You see it. It's there.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I see myself 2 years ago and I see myself now, and I'm just like, I could not do what I'm doing now back then.
Yeah. So something I'm very I respect about you a lot is that you've been dancing for many, many years. And I mean, myself included, there are so many people that they'll do something like they'll find a hobby or passion, and they say it's a passion, but then they stop and they give it up. For you, like, what is it that kept you going, and why haven't you like found it boring, or why haven't you given up on this? Like, where's the motivation from, and where does it come from, and what keeps the flame alive?
I'm not done yet. Like, I know.
Okay.
I've grown this much. There's only so much more room to grow. Like I know I'm not done yet. like maybe other people think like, you know what, this was fun while it lasted, but I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's been fun, and I look forward to seeing where else I can go with this. Like maybe I won't make it big. That's not really my intention, but I just want to see how far I can push myself and how much more I can learn, because there's so many different styles that I never really thought about until I joined a dance team, especially HTL, because Pudge, aka Corpse, he crumps, you know, he's opened my eyes to the crump community and to that style of dancing. And on the team, I remember like during our lunch breaks, we would all try to crump. Like he would teach us, and we would all go for it. Like we would just all start. Those are some pretty great times. But you know, I learned a little bit about crumping. My friend was trying to teach me a little bit about breaking.
Oh, okay.
So my dad actually really wanted me to get into that, because my dad used to break when he was younger.
Okay.
Not like seriously or anything, but like him and like the people or like his neighbors and stuff, they used to live in the trailer. They would all break. So he told me that I should learn that. But one form of dance I've always had interest in is contemporary. So I really want to learn that as well. And it's just like, I think all this, like I have all this stuff to learn. Like I can't just quit now. You know how people say like quit while you're ahead? Like no. If I can get here, I can get here. Yeah. And then I can get here. You know, like I build myself up to all that. Like I just know I'm not done growing yet. I can feel that I'm not done growing yet.
You said, when you're here, you want to get here. So for you, where exactly is there? Like where do you want to go? Like where do you want to be? Where do you plan on taking your dancing career?
As far as it'll take me, you know. Some people make it big, others don't. Right now I'm in school, you know, I'm studying. I plan on having a career either as a forensic scientist, so like a crime scene investigator, or as an English teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't exactly made up my mind yet. But obviously I'd love to dance as a career, but it's very difficult to get to that point. As of now, it's always just been a hobby, but it's a very like I'm very at it, you know, like I try my best to practice for it a lot. Like I'll go to sessions. If no one's free, I'll session by myself, either at home. I'll go to Seabridge, to parking lots, and I'll record myself. I'll send those videos to people that like I look up to, like my mentors, and they'll give me feedback. And I mean, I just don't know if it'll become anything. One can only hope, but I'll go as far as it'll take me.
And you know what? I think the scary thing is, and I mean, and I say the word scary in a compliment way, but I think the scary thing is that you're only 19, and you have all this passion. So like, you have like the future is like super super bright. You have plenty of time, so many years ahead of you, and man, I'm excited, and I'm sure as everybody listening, and freaking light just died, and I hope that didn't make a big old difference. People listening, the people watching, like I'm pretty sure they're excited to see you, see what the future holds for you. And before we wrap things up, I do want to play a quick little game with you. Okay. I do have a segment on the show.
Oh, I know what this is.
Okay. I think you know where this is going.
Yeah.
All right. So I call it the hot rod seat. So basically, I'm going to put a minute on the clock, and I'm going to rapid fire some questions at you, and you just answer them as quickly and as honestly as you can. Okay. Are you up for it?
It's too late to back out now.
That's exactly. And if it makes you feel any better, if you win, you get absolutely nothing.
Makes me feel great.
All right. Ellie, you are in the hot rod seat.
Okay.
Ready?
No.
Oh, too bad. And go. Biggest fear?
The dark.
Your go-to breakfast?
Waffles.
Your secret hidden talent?
Oh, I don't know.
Pass?
Yeah.
Your childhood celebrity crush?
Taylor Lautner.
One food you will never give up?
Pasta.
Cats or dogs?
Cats.
What are you terrible at?
This.
Your go-to karaoke song.
Oh my god. Okay. Bohemian Rhapsody, I guess.
Okay. Your least favorite fast food.
Oh, burgers, because I have beef intolerance.
Oh, so any burger place?
I guess.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay, cool. Your favorite color.
Yellow.
Favorite ice cream flavor.
Pistachio.
Your least favorite body part to work out.
I don't work out.
Oh, okay, then okay. There's a fun fact right there. And time. That wasn't too bad, was it?
No. I take back some of my answers, but.
What did you mention about burgers?
Oh, I have a beef intolerance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not okay. Well, see, the thing is, I actually love burgers, but it just upsets my stomach. So I just shouldn't be going to this place. I don't really hate them. I just shouldn't be going there.
At first, I thought I was like, did she say lactose intolerant? I was like, because of the cheese. I was like, because of the cheese.
No, it's beef.
Beef.
You know
okay.
what? Taco Bell.
No.
I don't like, I'm not a big fan of Taco Bell.
Oh, okay. All right. And last couple of questions before we wrap things up.
All right.
What is your choice of music?
I literally listen to everything because
Okay.
I grew up listening to reggaeton or bachata, but then I also grew up listening to Tupac. And like, you know, just all kinds of different music. But I guess right now it's that like new R&B
Okay.
style, I guess, that I listen to the most. That's what I dance to the most.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then since we talked about this earlier, and I'm kind of skeptical about asking it now, but we can skip this and cut this out if you want. But where can the viewers and listeners find you on social media? I was like, should I ask this question?
I mean, most of my handles, I mean, Twitter, I barely use it anymore. If you want to follow me, it's at Ellie Blossom. Instagram at Ellie Blossom. I think it's Ellie.Blossom with 3 S's on the Blossom. And that's pretty much all I have. I mean, Snapchat, I'm not going to give people Snapchat.
Yeah. Stay that's for homies only.
Yeah.
Ellie, once again, the first female in-person interview in the 2 years of this podcast.
Wow.
So it was an honor to have you on my podcast. Thank you very, very much. And to wrap things up right here, right now, to finish off this interview, Ellie, what are 3 things that you are grateful for right now?
Definitely my dad. Will always be grateful for my dad. He's number 1. Very grateful to still be here.
I think we all are. We're very grateful for that.
There were a couple of times where I almost wasn't, so I'm very glad I am. And I mean, this is very difficult to think of. I mean, grateful for the future.
Boom. And there we go. Ellie, thank you very much.
No, thank you.
And we out.
Howdy.
Peace.
Darling, you send me